Hi, and welcome to video 2. In this video, we are learning about standard form of a quadratic equation, and we're learning how to find the axis of symmetry and the vertex of a parabola algebraically, and we'll also be reviewing factoring trinomials. So, in the last video, we learned how to identify the axis of symmetry of a parabola and the vertex of a parabola by looking at the graph. Today we're learning how to do that when I only give you the equation. So first we need to talk about just some basics of what is standard form and what does an equation look like. So standard form of a quadratic equation looks like y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So the x and y are the variables, and then a, b, and c are just numbers. They're the coefficients. So when we graph a quadratic equation, it creates a U-shaped curve like we saw in the first video, and that curve is called a parabola. So this says use your graphing calculator to sketch the following. I'm not going to have you do that. I will just show you roughly what this looks like. This first graph looks about like that, and the second graph about like that. We will get to graphing these in detail later, but for today I'm just going to tell you this is what it looks like. So if the a value, so again the a value is this number out front of the x squared. If the a value is positive, then the parabola opens up. So here we have, well, an invisible a value, but we know that it's a positive 1. Then this parabola opens up, so the arrows point up. If the a value is negative, then the parabola opens down. So in the second example, we have a negative number in front of the x squared. That's why it's like an upside down U. The arrows are going down. Okay, we talked about the axis of symmetry before. That's that vertical line that kind of cuts the parabola in half. It's like a mirror. So just as a definition, the axis of symmetry is the vertical line that divides the parabola into two equal parts. So in this section, what we're going to be doing to find the axis of symmetry, this time I'm not giving you the graphs, I'm only giving you the equations. And when we have an equation, the way we find the axis of symmetry is it's still going to be x equals because it's a vertical line. But then the way we find that number is we have this formula, negative b over 2a. And we're going to use that formula to find the axis of symmetry. And the b and the a come from the a and the b from standard form. And then we've already talked about what the vertex is, but just a little definition, it is the turning point of the parabola. Okay, so when the vertex is the lowest point, it's called a minimum. So for example, if your parabola looks like this, we have a minimum. And when the vertex is the highest point, like this, it's called a maximum. Okay, so now in the rest of these examples, it's asking us to find the axis of symmetry and the vertex, and then give a rough sketch of each parabola. So here we go in number 1. Here's our equation, and we're supposed to find the axis of symmetry and the vertex for that. So first, we need to find what a, b, and c equal. So a is the number in front of x squared. There's nothing written, so it's 1. The number in front of x is b. And then c is 15. So we have this formula to find the axis of symmetry. And what we do is we just, I'm going to write the formula here, negative b over 2a. We plug in b, so negative, and then b is 8. A is 1, and we simplify. So this is negative 8 over 2, which is negative 4. So our axis of symmetry is x equals -4. For the vertex, since the axis of symmetry always goes right through the vertex, right? Here's the axis of symmetry, here's the vertex, they go through it, axis of symmetry, vertex. They share an x value, so the vertex is going to have an x value of -4. We just need to find the y value, and the way we do that is we take this x value and we plug it into our equation. So y equals, then we plug in -4, so -4 squared plus 8 times -4 plus 15. Okay, -4 squared is 16, and then this is -32 plus 15. When you plug that all in, you get -1. Feel free to use a calculator. So that means our vertex is the point -4, -1. So if we were going to do a rough sketch of this parabola, we have our vertex at the point -4, -1, so in this general region. Our axis of symmetry is at x equals -4. So this vertical line, x equals -4. And then if we look back at our original a value, it's a positive number, and that tells us that our graph opens up. So from here, we should have some kind of parabola that opens up. There we go. Done with our first problem. We'll do one more of these. We will do number 6 here. So same process for every problem. In this one, a equals -3, b equals -24, c equals -42. So to find the axis of symmetry, we use x equals -b over 2a. So we have to be careful when b is already a negative number. We have two negatives here. So -24 over 2 times a is -3. So this is +24 over -6, which is -4. And then our axis of symmetry is x equals -4. Again, for our vertex, now we just take that x value and we plug it in to our function. So y equals -3 times -4 squared minus 24 times -4 minus 42. And then if we simplify that a little bit, remember, exponents come before multiplying. So first you need to do -4 squared, and that's 16. And then this is 96 minus 42. If you multiply this, you get -48 plus 96 minus 42, and that equals 6. So that means our vertex is -4, 6. So if we are doing a rough sketch here, there's the x and y axis. We have our vertex at -4, 6, somewhere around here, with our axis of symmetry at x equals -4. And then if we look at our a value, this is a negative a value, so it opens downwards. So from that vertex, open downwards. All right. The very last type of problem you will see on your homework is just a review of factoring. And just a reminder, the ones you're doing today have an a value of 1, so there's nothing in front of this x squared. These are the really quick ones. You make yourself an x puzzle. C goes on top, B goes on bottom. Let's see, the numbers that work for this are -6 and 2. They multiply to -12, add to -4. So then our factored form is x minus 6 times x plus 2. All right, you're ready to go do homework 2 and then take the week 1 quiz, which is over homeworks 1 and homeworks 2. Good luck.